Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome. And thank you all so much for sticking with this live stream, even though I took off for a couple of weeks, but I am back and I am happy to say I have a really quick announcement before we move into the intro video and, the reason for tonight's episode. We will continue at the same bat time, same bat channel, Friday nights, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the foreseeable future. So that was something that was a little bit in question over the last week. And I am happy to say that the time and the day and the time will remain unchanged for the foreseeable future. So if there comes a time where I do have to change up the day and the time, I will certainly let you all know, kind of like what I did the other day on my Gram of Insta Live that I did, you know, kind of spontaneously last Friday when I was driving home from work. So, yeah, that's a really quick and happy bit of news. And let's run the tape because tonight's episode we have another unboxing. This time we are unboxing Diablo, the Sanctuary Tarot deck from Blizzard Entertainment, who created basically the Diablo series of video games, and they have now created a deck that goes along and is in that same world building that they've done for the video game. They have made a tarot deck. So I believe that deck came out in 2022. It was sent to me by a friend of mine, and it is literally still in the cellophane. So I have my embroidery, my Pelican embroidery scissors here ready to go to unwrap it from the cellophane. And this is truly an unboxing, first look, first impressions of the Diablo tarot deck. So let's roll the tape, shall we? All right. So I am going to just double check things to make sure that we are broadcasting correctly before I do my introductions. So let me take a quick glance at the tube of view and the book of face to make sure everything is copacetic before I continue and we get into the astrology from Therese Reed's Astro Biz Digest. Also, I did make sure that I created an overlay for tonight's episode so that you can see the agenda on the side of the screen so that you know exactly where we are in the episode. As always, we will be doing the regular fixtures of the Friday night live stream episodes, starting with astrology, moving into the topic at hand, which is going to be the unboxing of the Diablo Sanctuary Tarot deck. About midway through the unboxing, we'll do the mid-episode reading if people are here and willing participants. Continue with the unboxing, and then at the end of the episode do the weekend forecast, which is either a tarot card or an oracle card that I pull randomly to give you a weekend forecast so you can be prepared, not scared, moving into the weekend. If that sounds good to everybody, let me know in the chat. And while I'm also checking on the tube of view and the book of face, but I think we're good. Looks good on the tube of view. Also seems to be looking good on the book of face. Let me scroll through here, and then I'll do my introductions. And I see that Katie is here. So hello, Katie. I know it's broadcasting to at least one source correctly, if not both. I'm fairly certain both. Let's see. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Everything looks good. All right, I am going to close up all of those tabs so that I'm not distracted. So, all right. So, welcome to another episode of Tarot by Hilary Live. I am your hostess with the mostest, Hilary of tarotbyhilary.com, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping facilitator, certified as well, certified practitioner through the Gala Darling method of tapping certification. And I am here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. That is what I firmly believe. I am also the author of How to Read Tarot, which came out from Flame Tree Publishing in November of 2022. So hold on. I should probably include that in my intros, right? Oh, please. This book right here. I am the author of this book too. So when I say I know what I'm talking about with tarot, I do know what I'm talking about tarot. So like I was saying before, tonight's episode is an unboxing episode. So I do have my trusty embroidery scissors here, which I highly recommend getting embroidery scissors, even if you don't do embroidery, if you happen to be a tarot reader, so that you can remove the cellophane from your cellophane or film, plastic film from your tarot decks with precision, so that you don't end up scuffing or scratching or piercing your tarot deck. So the embroidery scissors are out for this unboxing. All right, so I see that Katie is here. So hello, Katie. I see that Sophia is also here. Hello, Sophia. And I also had a couple of announcements too before we get into the main topic. We can either do announcements now or we can do announcements after the AstroBiz Digest. So I will leave it up to you guys. Actually, give me 1 second because I've realized that the deck that I'm unboxing, I put on the other side of the room. So, and of course I removed my little be right back thing. So let me pull that back up again. I'm sure I have it somewhere here. Because I'm a sucker for good production at this point. Yes, it is here. Let me show this. Let me hide this. Yeah, looks good. All right, be right back. Perfectly timed. I like it. I like it a lot. How's the audio, guys? Good? Let me know. All right, I have pulled the deck in question, the Diablo, the Sanctuary Tarot deck and guidebook. It is from Blizzard. We will get more into it when we are doing the unboxing. I'm very happy to report that the guidebook is written by Barbara Moore. So we know we've got a good guidebook in here because I do love Barbara Moore. Hi, Barbara. If you're watching this, hi. Love your stuff. And there is a team of artists that also did this deck. And I believe the lead artist is Konstantin Vavilov, I believe is the lead artist. So cool. So Katie is saying audio is good in both places, the Book of Face and the Tube of You. Fantastic. Thank you for checking up on the tech stuff. I appreciate it. So do we want to do announcements first or do we want to do AstroBiz Digest first? And while I'm waiting, I am going to put up the overlay. First, I have to add it. Do, do, do. All right, let's see if I pick the right one. Did I pick the right one? Yes. So, not surprising at all. I didn't change it up much at all. I've got my little QR code that's up there. So that takes you right to this site down here, tarotbyhilary.com. If you want to book a tarot session or a tapping session or an email reading, that is the only place to purchase a reading or a tapping session with me is tarotbyhilary.com. And also, if you do want to leave a tip for all of the different things that I do, you can totally do that too. PayPal.me/tarot by Hilary NY. And I can also show that over here. Hold, please. I'm going to push that to stage in. Well, I have to hide that. Yeah, that's a QR code. I don't know if it would actually work that way, but I think it will. But it is also in the chat, paypal.me/tarot by Hilary NY. I do have a Venmo as well, but like I still don't understand Venmo enough to really be able to recommend it. So just PayPal me. Most people can use PayPal without problems. Okay. Katie says, I have no decisive capacity this morning. My time. I'm all for going with the flow. Okay. Well, then I'm just going to do announcements because that's just top of my mind right now. But here, by the way, like this is our normal flow right here. On the sidebar, we have astro-weather from Teresa Reed's wonderful AstroBiz Digest, which is $99 for a year-long subscription. You get astrology in layman's terms every week to your email inbox. It is geared towards entrepreneurs and business owners, but I found it to be very helpful in even planning my personal life. And so we usually talk about, I will cite from it for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because we don't want to give away the farm. If you're interested in it, I will definitely provide links for you to be able to purchase a copy or subscription of the AstroBiz Digest for yourself at the time that we do it. Okay, so that's item number one, or agenda item number one. Number two, unboxing the Diablo Tarot. That is the main topic of tonight's episode, and it is right here, and it is literally first impressions unboxing. Notice it is in that plastic wrap. That's the reason why I have my little scissors right here to open it up. Okay. At some point, we will do the mid-episode reading, which is I will do a 3-card reading live here on the broadcast, and I will tell you all about how to participate in that when we get to that point. Fortunately, we have a widget from Be Live, which is my third-party streaming app that I'm using to make this all pretty. And the widget is called the Lottery Jar. And we've been using that the last couple of weeks in order to pick a winner, pick participants, and then pick a winner. So it's very, very easy. I will walk you through it at that time. And then after all of that, we'll wrap up the unboxing, and then we'll do the weekend forecast, which is either a tarot or oracle card pull to guide you into the weekend. So that is the agenda. And then also, if you want to follow me on other social media platforms, you can do so at Tarot by Hilary. That is true for the gram of Insta. It is also true for the Talk of Tick. That is my handle on most social media platforms, except no substitutes. All right. Whew. Here is the PayPal link if you do want to tip. I will remind you another time. I will probably remind you after the mid-episode reading. Okay. So yeah, I'll do announcements. So a couple of announcements, especially because I know that Sophia is here. I did want to talk a little bit about, check in a little bit about the deep dive that we did with the Alchemical Tarot deck. And I also wanted to get like reactions from people too. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you find it interesting? Did you follow Sophia at Benevolent Corvus? Did you follow me? Did you like it in reels form and video form? Did you rather it be in photo form with text? And did you do it for yourself? You didn't have to use the alchemical tarot. You could have used the methodology that we described in the upcoming deep dives video that I did on this year live stream. Replays are available, by the way, for all of the live streams that I do on Friday nights. You can find that on the Tube of You and the Book of Face, but I think it's easier to navigate the Tube of You because you can just search for whatever topic that it is that you're looking for. We've covered a lot of topics in the last 3.5 years of doing this live stream. So, but yeah, wanted to kind of like wrap up that deep dive experience and how you guys found it. And did you use that methodology for a deep dive that you may have been doing with the tarot deck that you've been working with? So that's announcement and checking in number 1. And while I'm waiting, I'm going to go ahead and drink some water. I realized that I probably need to get a little bit more water because I was doing some tapping earlier. And I must have gone through a lot of water from that tapping. I did a setup statement and then I did the full tapping. And I think I was just guzzling water between each and every step of the tapping. It was a big one. It was actually one I did with one of my accountability buddies on letting long-term vision guide the way. Like, especially when it's so easy to think of things in short-term instant gratification. And so it can be sometimes hard when you're not seeing like the short-term metrics for success happening, but you know, like you're in it for the long haul. So it's like trying to keep that long-term vision as that shining example to front of mind so that you like keep going and or keep motivating. So there's actually a tapping that we did together, and I recorded it privately so that both of us could have it. And I actually returned to it, and it was interesting. I did the setup statement, and then she took over for the main rounds. And so it was very like a two-handed kind of tapping that we did. So that was fascinating. I was yawning my face off, and I felt like drier than the Sahara afterwards. So I know that the tapping worked. It also doesn't help that I feel like the heat is coming up in here and it just does not need to. It's not cold out, but it's not exactly warm out either. Whew. Anywho, so any thoughts about the deep dive, whether you did it, whether you didn't do it, whether you witnessed it from Sophia's perspective or my perspective, just like let me know in the chat at any time. Moving on, another announcement that we have is something that I mentioned before. I think I ran the intro clip, and that was the fact that we are not changing the day or the time of these live streams. It's going to remain Friday nights, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do have a new part-time job that my schedule is going to vary, but I said that I need Fridays off. And that's true because I go to therapy on Fridays and I do this live stream on Fridays. So it's just like, that's my day off. So, and by my day off being like my day off from doing that part-time job. You know, I'm still working. I'm still, you know, running my tarot business, running my tapping business. So like, that's not gonna change anytime soon. So the time is remaining, the day and the time is remaining the same. So yay. That's another announcement. Katie says the tapping always seems to hit on some level, even if only a little. I agree with you. I agree. I think that replayability of tapping is something that like not a lot of people talk about because there is that immediacy, and then sometimes certain tappings, like you can knock out certain issues within one tapping session. There are others that might be a little bit more embedded, that it might take multiple sessions for you to really like clear an issue. But a lot of the time, sometimes there's only like you do it once, and then the next time you do it, it's just like I don't even feel this way anymore. Like this is just like a non-issue now, so it's just like the tapping's not working because it's just like I literally don't have this problem anymore. So but I like to talk about the replayability of tapping sessions, and I think that's something that is very powerful. And I also try to keep that into account for pricing my tapping sessions. Pricing my tapping sessions, I felt a little bit squeaky and weird about, but like when I really thought about it, the replayability and the fact that I give you either audio or video or both, whatever is going to be really helpful for you of your tapping session so that you can return to it and do the tapping session as many times as it feels resonant to you. That part of it is built into the pricing. So it may seem a little bit more expensive than an hour-long tarot session, but that's only because I have thought about that replayability factor. And you mean you can replay your tarot reading, but like that is like information that you're still like receiving, and tapping is something that is just like you can do and you can continue to do. It's like a very like returning to something that is an active technique that you can get a lot out of. Do you know what I mean? Um, Katie says, watched the deep dive, but wasn't quite up for it yet. I've saved it to do later to learn a deck that I've had for a while. Awesome. Awesome, Katie. I'm glad to hear it. And again, that's the reason why we offer replays of every single episode of the live stream, so that it's just like you can return to it whenever you need that information and whenever you're ready to start that deep dive. But I'm looking forward to hearing how it works for you. Just be warned, some of it can be like, there's certain decks that are just like they come for you, and that was definitely the case with the alchemical tarot for me. Didn't matter which edition. Fourth edition, that the fourth edition is what I was using, the sixth edition is what Sophia was using, and it's just like I didn't know until like 3 days into it, and I was like messaging Sophia and I'm like, what the hell? And she was like, yeah, it's brutal, isn't it? I'm just like, thanks for warning me, but I know some of you that watch a live stream regularly and love that good when tarot comes for me moment. It's like it comes for me too. It does not care. It does not care that I own the deck of cards. It will come for me regardless. So, all right. Okay. Let's see here. Another sadder announcement that I'm not entirely happy about talking about. Unfortunately, Rachel Pollack did pass away. This morning, we did get word that she passed. So if you don't know who Rachel Pollack is, wake up and smell the coffee. She was an amazing tarot teacher. She was also a prolific writer, comic books. Like, was there nothing that she can't do? Her, I have two hands. Her book, 78 Degrees of Wisdom. This is the 40th anniversary edition that Melissa actually ended up sending to me. And Melissa's actually on here. Actually, I know every single person that's quoted on here too. So that's kind of nice. But yeah, so we did get word that she did pass. So Katie was saying before, that's what I was seeing. It was even made it scarier as a viewer. Oh, about the alchemical tarot. Yeah. Katie is saying, rest in peace, Rachel. Thank you. Fran saying such sad news. Yes. Yeah. It's sad. And, there were instances where it was just like people had thought she had passed, and it was like it was kind of adding on top of already hurtful situation, but also at the same time, I feel bad for the people that like jumped the gun on the news because it was an honest mistake. And so I do feel for everyone in that instance that like accidentally pressed the send button too soon. But we did get word from Rachel's wife this morning that she passed. So um, it's very weird. So I'm going to go ahead and read what Zoe posted. I'm sad to tell you that our beloved Rachel Pollack passed so peacefully and beautifully today at about 12:45 p.m. after a touching ceremony called Hand to Heart. Several of us stood in a circle. I had my hand on her heart, and I began the circle by saying how much I love her and what she means to me. Each took their turn after me, sharing their own feelings and appreciation of Rachel. I know that Rachel will continue to be a light in this world and in the next. She will continue to inspire so many of our beloved tarot community, the science fiction and fantasy community, the comics community, and the transgender community from whom she shared so much respect and care. We have felt and cherished your love and prayers over the past months and years as Rachel experienced so many health challenges. We are one. So that was the news. And so this is a tarot live stream first and foremost. And I had the privilege and honor of meeting Rachel and learning from her in person. And I know she touched so many more people with her writing and her books and her teachings. Not just in the tarot community, but in the sci-fi community and the comic book community. So thank you. Thank you for everything that you did. And, just because you didn't meet her in person doesn't mean that she didn't feel that love from all of us from afar or even near and far, that those messages of love were, and love and thanks and gratitude were given to her. So it's just very strange. And then card slingers, we were talking amongst ourselves this week. We did not record an episode, but we have a lot of episodes banked. And we were just talking amongst ourselves about, the Masters of the Tarot weekend, and, crying and also laughing at certain memories as well. And it just feels very strange because we mentioned George Corey, who passed away. I think it's 2 years ago now. Doesn't feel like that at all. And talking about when Melissa taught at the Masters of the Tarot weekend at the Omega Center and how George and I sat together, and we should have been separated, folks. We should have been separated. Like that was not a good combination. We were like the bad kids. And he was keeping a tally of how many times Melissa cursed during her presentation because we were warned. So we were just like, all right, let's keep a tally. And, and he was very disappointed to tell her that she had only cursed 7 times. He was expecting more. And, and everyone laughed at that, including Rachel. It's like the senses of humor and the genuineness of spirit of the tarot community. It's just like, those are the things I remember the most. And it's just sad. So anyway, not to be a downer starting out the episode, but it is significant news, significant announcement. So moving on, not to be glib, not to gloss over. So my birthday's tomorrow. And I did want to let people know that the card of the day challenge that I created many, many years ago. Yeah. Sorry. Katie said, I'm shocked. Only 7 times. I know, right? It's surprising, right? But it was almost like she was like, I have to announce it because otherwise, if I'm trying to censor myself, I will stutter and I won't be able to teach the class that I need to teach right now. So it's just like, I'm sure all of you are mature adults, and it's just like, and you can stand to hear a few curse words. And also, like, if you're regular listeners to the Card Slingers Coast to Coast podcast, it's just like most of the episodes are labeled explicit, not because we're talking about explicit themes, but because we curse, and we like to curse. We don't want to have to censor ourselves in that way. And it makes it's definitely a relief off of our minds so that we can speak freely. And then, most of the time having that caveat is just like, we don't end up cursing, but like having that like permission slip, like, or baseline, it's just like, I will curse. Maybe we won't. So Fran says, happy birthday. Thank you very much. So a couple of years ago, I created a free challenge in honor of my birthday that I would run live basically either the week before my birthday or the week after my birthday, depending on when my birthday fell. And then after a while, I just didn't want to have to do it like live. So I decided to make it an evergreen playlist on the Tube of You. So I do want to remind people, and this is also something I reminded people for my newsletter subscribers, specifically, that it's just like, Card of the Day challenge ain't gone away. It still exists. It now lives in a different place, and it's evergreen. So you can totally find that evergreen on my Tube of You channel in honor of my birthday. And this year, my birthday is tomorrow. So the Card of the Day challenge, if you're not familiar with it, is basically 5 days of free tarot instruction on different topics about tarot. And then also at the end of each video, I encourage you to pull your card of the day, because I feel like touching your tarot deck and shuffling your tarot deck and then pulling a card every single day, like making sure like you're touching your tarot deck every day, starts to facilitate a more personal connection with your tarot deck. And you start to gain mastery from touching your deck every single day. Now, I wanted to pull this up on my, hold on. I'm just going to use my iPad for the AstroBiz Digest, and also talking about the Card a Day challenge as well, because I know I talked about this in my newsletter. So it's probably easier for me to just read from my newsletter, honestly. And if you're not subscribed to my newsletter, why the hell not? You really should. And you can sign up at tarotbyhilary.com. There's a place on the top of my website, and there's also a place on the bottom of my website. You just put in your name and your email address, and you're good to go. Okay. So, by the way, this is something really weird. So I've pulled up my newsletter. I'll say it in a second, but someone responded to my newsletter with like, I'm your niece, and it would be good to have a complimentary copy of this deck, the Diablo deck, and send it to this person. And good day. Interesting because I don't have a niece. I don't have nieces and nephews. So, nice try. Does that really work? Does that kind of scam actually work on people? Like, hopefully you would know all of your nieces and nephews to know. It's just like, and considering the fact that I have no nieces and nephews, not going to work. Anyway. Okay. So you may be familiar with the Card of the Day free challenge that I launched a few years ago. But did you know I made it evergreen, so you can access the 5 days of tarot instruction anytime you want? It's true. It's true. If you ever struggled with learning tarot, you're not alone. The quickest way I have found getting a basic grasp of card meanings and how they apply to our lives and the lives of clients is through a card of the day practice. And that's what you're going to do in this free 5-day challenge. Establish a card of the day practice together with me. Reading tarot for yourself doesn't have to be a long, drawn out thing with 20 cards and intricate spreads that you don't have any hope of memorizing yet. And by the way, I would never ask you to memorize a spread. There's so many different tarot spreads out there. Like, you should never feel like you have to memorize a tarot spread. Okay. I even say it in my book, How to Read Tarot. I don't think memorization really works. Maybe it works for some people's learning styles, but I found it to be a hassle. I teach in the way I wish someone had been able to teach me when I was first learning all those years ago, with simplicity and a sense of humor. Reading tarot can be as simple as pulling a single card for yourself in the morning and seeing how that card's energy can apply to your day. And since it's my birthday, the best gift that I can get is knowing that more people are learning tarot than ever before and that I can help them learn it. So each day focuses on a specific aspect of reading the tarot, the major and the minor arcana, the court cards, and how symbols can play a role in the card's meaning. We'll also tackle the little white book, that sneaky little booklet that comes with every tarot deck, when to heed it and when to throw it out the window. And forget about other systems such as numerology, astrology, corresponding elements, or elemental dignities. For now, keep it simple, tell the story on the card, and you can add other systems to your repertoire later if you want to. You can do this. You can do this. You can learn tarot. Don't put off learning the tarot because you're overwhelmed. One card pull daily is something you can do. And I'm there to hold your hand for all the days of the challenge, answering your questions and providing information and guidance. So again, this is some of the wording that I posted when I was running it live, but I'm still here to help you, just because you can watch the videos, but then send me a message and be like, hey, Hilary, I just did day 2 reversals. I'm pretty sure day 2 is reversals. And I had a question. Can I ask you a question about reversals? Yes, you can totally freaking ask me a question about reversals. Now, if it's something that I've answered before, I might refer you to another video that I did, or I might refer you to a podcast episode that I did that I think will answer it better, but I will probably give you a quick answer too. It's just like, here's the quick answer, and here's the longer in-depth answer. So it's just like, I will answer your questions. Even though the thing is evergreen, I will still answer your questions. I'm still here to answer questions. So anyway, card of the day challenge. Actually, I'm going to pull up the playlist so I can actually tell you what each and every day is. So Katie says, the mom scam worked on a friend's mom, but yeah, they do try. Ugh, gross. Gross. Fran says, well, my aunt gave up 3 children that we have found. Oh, well, okay, that's a different story. It's only me and my sister. That's the only other sibling I have. So it's pretty easy for me to know that I don't have any nieces or nephews. I have a niece pup. I have a very cute niece pup. Katie says they are very trying. Blech. Gross. Awful. Okay. So there are actually 6 videos in this playlist that I created. And let me know if you want the link. I'll find it and I'll drop it in here really quickly. So there are actually six videos in this playlist. The first video is one of these live streams, introducing the card a day challenge. I don't know, I might have done that last year at this time, I think, to basically introduce you to the fact that I created this evergreen playlist. It might have been last year, it might have been 2 years ago. I can't remember exactly when I made this an evergreen playlist. So there's that, and then there's days 1 through 5 of the challenge. So day 1 is a super brief history of the tarot and its structure, and that is the longest video in length. It's about 17 minutes in length. The rest of the videos are 16 minutes, 6 minutes, 11 minutes, 11 minutes. So they're relatively quick videos too, where you can go in, get your information, get out, pull your card of the day. So day one, super brief history of tarot and its structure. Day two are reversals, and whether or not you should read with them. Like, I don't even, like, when I was first learning, I thought you had to read with reversals in order to be considered a true tarot reader. So, you know, if I thought that, or if I knew what I know now, would I read with reversals? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. So day 3 is the little white book, Friend or Foe. Day 4 is How Does Tarot Work? Archetype and Story. And day 4 is something that I really love to teach, archetype and story, because it's like, okay, binge watch your favorite show or your favorite movie and identify the fool's journey or the hero's journey as seen through the 22 major arcana cards. It's just like, if you watch Sex in the City, who's Carrie, who's Miranda, who's Samantha, who's Charlotte, you know, in the terms of tarot, or like Game of Thrones even, or the Night Agent, or the Blacklist, or whatever it is that you watch or like to binge watch. It's just like, this is your, like, day 4 is like your permission slip to binge watch your favorite show, to find those tarot archetypes and stories in those movies or those TV shows. And then you'll see it all the freaking time. Like, once you know, you know. So Jenny is here. Hello, Jenny. All right. We're 42 minutes into this episode, and I haven't even touched the astro-weather yet. So day 5, by the way, the last day of the challenge, is framing questions for the tarot. So that is available, just to let you know, on the Tube of You. So I think that's the final announcement too. Let's see. Double checking. Yeah, and just circling back to that sense of birthday stuff. If you want to get me a birthday gift, book a session with me, book a tapping session with me, book a tarot session with me, book both, book an email reading with me, get a gift certificate, or you can go ahead and tip me at paypal.me/tarot by Hilary NY for all of the many things that I do for a freeze. There. Okay. Announcements done. Now I think we can move on to the AstroBiz Digest. Unless, of course, anybody in here has an announcement to make of a tarot or mystical variety. That's totally fine too. Like if Zuri was in here and we knew when the next live sale is, like, now's the time, Zuri, if you're watching. Let us know when your next live sale is. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I feel like I made all the announcements. Like, I literally put a notepad thing to the side to like list out all of the announcements. Oh, I knew I was forgetting something. New Tarot by Hilary podcast episode dropped this morning, and it is a podcast episode, and it's also a video episode too. So you can either listen to it on your favorite podcast platform, or you can watch it on the Tube of You. Episode 34, How to Spot a Counterfeit Deck. Whew. I knew I was forgetting something. It's doing a lot of work this week. Lots of work to do this week. Yeah. Fran says, I have too many books and things, as do I. And I have to prepare for a move as well once we find a place. So that is going to be difficult because I have a lot of books, and it's mostly all my books in piles everywhere. It's a lot of books. It is. Oh, Sophia's back. Finally back. Had some email wrangling to do. Well, you're just in time for the astrology. I was doing mostly announcements. and reminding people of the newest Tarot by Hilary podcast episode, which is on spotting how to spot counterfeit decks, with really great information from US game systems, from Liminal 11, from a retail shop online called Grove and Grotto. Also my own tips for spotting counterfeit decks too. So, oh yeah, and 2 articles from Patrick Valenza, who is the creator of the Deviant Moon Tarot, with illustrations on the differences between a legitimate deck and a counterfeit deck and how to spot it. Like, I can spot them right away. And if you ever have a question on, I don't know if I have a counterfeit deck, can you help me? Send me a photo. Send me a photo. I will try, and we will figure it out together. Yep. So Sophia says, I feel you on the stuff moving. Have to consolidate all my stuff for when I move to London this fall. Yes, you sure do, Sophia. You sure do. At the very least, it's not an international move for me. At least, not as far as I know. Okay. Where were we? I am looking for the AstroBiz Digest. By the way, if you want another podcast recommendation other than Card Slingers, Coast to Coast, and Tarot by Hilary podcast, I've just started listening to the House of Herbie podcast with Queen Herbie, and I believe her husband, Nick, I think. Is his name Nick? I don't know, but it's really super interesting. So I've just started listening to it. And I'm kind of like binging them now. Highly recommend. If I was the AstroBiz Digest, where would I be? There it is. All right. So the big thing that's going on this week is the full moon. That happened yesterday, I believe. So if people are feeling a little or exhausted or stimulated, it's the full moon, y'all. It's a full moon. And Jamie's here. Hello to you too, Jamie. Welcome. And by the way, Jamie sent me this deck. So, thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Jamie, for sending me this deck that is being unboxed today. Jamie also sends the best stickers too. So Sophia says, trying to only pack 15 decks. That's going to happen. I've already bought 2 this month. All right. I'm gonna hate myself, but what 2 decks did you buy, Sophia? Let us know in the chat. So AstroBiz Digest. April slows down a bit. Oh, hold on. Wait. Before I get ahead of myself. Again, I will put this. Well, that I can take down. I will show this on the screen. So the AstroBiz Digest, $99 for a year-long subscription. The link should drop into the chat, so you can go ahead and click on that if you so choose, but please wait until the episode is over before you do so. But it's basically thetarolady.com/AstroBiz Digest to find out more information and get a subscription of your own. Okay, so and I only cite this for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and also like the general transits that are going on this week. Then if we have time, I will usually come back to whoever's watching and ask if you had a particularly bad or weird or interesting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Let me know, and I will briefly give you a summary of that day from the AstroBiz Digest. Because again, we don't want to take away from the work that Teresa does. I want to be able to showcase her work and let you know where you can find it so you can get some of it for yourself. All right. April slows down a bit when Mercury enters Taurus on the 3rd. Instead of the impulsive vibe of Aries, this transit favors a methodical, practical approach. Take your time to ponder your next business move. Think before you speak and weigh your words with care. Let your marketing be creative and comforting. Above all, keep every thought, word, and business effort classy. This transit is also great for hammering out financial deals and meeting with accountants. Put necessary meetings on the calendar. Mercury remains here until June 11th. The full moon in Libra on the 6th, so that was yesterday at 12:34 a.m. Eastern Time, signals the completion of a legal situation or professional relationship. Close up contracts and bring joint ventures to a close. If you need to show someone the door, example, a difficult client, do so without a second thought. The key to a peaceful business is healthy boundaries and clear rules. All right. Sophia says the indie edition of Squid Cake Marseille for that delicious linen cardstock. And I'm a French titles girl. Mass market is also Facebook, though, and everyone needs it. Also, FB as in fabulous, not Facebook. Also grabbed White Newman since I gave away my other Liminal 11 deck and was missing their production style. It's that good glossy stock. Yeah, Liminal 11 has really great card stock. Liminal 11 is like knocking things out of the park lately. I really like them. Okay, so those two transits are like the big two transits that are happening this week. Mercury in Taurus and the full moon in Libra. Okay. So Friday, the moon is in Scorpio at 2:29 a.m., elevating intuition for days. Trust your business instincts. They will not fail you. It's also terrific energy for business strategizing and financial management. Take care of your money and map out your plot for world domination. Productive vibes kick in with the Moon-Saturn trine at 8:44 a.m. Get up, pour yourself a cuppa, and get to work on projects that require focused attention. Watch out for belligerent types and trolls when the moon opposes Mercury at 1:53 p.m. If they can't respect your business boundaries, the block button is your manager. Venus sextile Neptune at 1:58 p.m. paves the way for inspired creativity. Jot down ideas, craft marketing materials, and or make art for your business. More inspiration arrives with the Moon-Mars trine at 2:42 p.m. Keep going. This aspect is also nifty for a top secret sale. Offer something for your VIPs. They deserve it. So today, Friday, April 7th, is a power day for Scorpio and a weekday for Taurus. That also reminds me that I need to put up the crawler to remind people about the mid-episode reading. Okay. Jamie says, I agree. Liminal 11 is one to watch. I bought an early birthday gift of their limited edition This Might Hurt kit. Yeah. And also another one that I've been looking at from Liminal 11 is the Citadel Oracle, which I think it's available for pre-order. I don't think it's out until May. So that Citadel Oracle with a kind of like hexagonal edges looks super, super cool. Sophia says, ooh, I was going to grab that, but I'm afraid I might then neglect my indie copy. Tough choices. All right. For Saturday and Sunday, Mercury sextile Mars is here for the weekend, beginning on Saturday at 2:29 a.m. That means the next 2 days are fantastic for newsletters, meetings, blogging, podcasting, public speaking, lectures, and PR. Hell yeah. It's also my birthday. A Moon-Uranus opposition on Saturday at 9:56 a.m. creates a speed bump. Don't let distractions derail your focus. Move through this and keep going. The Sagittarius moon is in the house on Sunday at 8:57 a.m. Ideal for travel, education, PR, pitching publishers, or inspiring the masses. If you can get on stage, do it. A powerful time to be in the public eye occurs at 9:23 a.m. when the moon is sextile with Pluto. Host a live stream or step up to the mic then. It will pay off. Cut the rest of your Sunday off at 3:21 p.m. when the moon squares Saturn. The energy is sluggish, best for napping or a glass of wine with a good book. Saturday is a power day for Scorpio and a weekday for Taurus, and Sunday is a power day for Sagittarius and a weekday for Gemini. Yes, that one looks yummy. I'm sure you're referring to the Citadel Oracle. Jamie says, I pre-ordered the Citadel deck, still waiting on it. Ooh. You'll have to tell me how it is. Jamie also says Lisa Papez did a good walkthrough of the Limit 11 special edition version and compared it to her indie. Also love the indie. My magpie senses are tingling, folks. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about astrology? Basically, the astro weather was Monday weird for you, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If you're wondering about Thursday, Thursday was the full moon. So that might explain a lot. It's actually funny because I'm on a group text with my mom and my sister, and my mom was saying one thing and then my sister was saying one thing, and they both have different jobs. We're all in different fields. And but they were basically saying like it's crazy, it's crazy, it's crazy. And I'm just like, just to let you know, it's a full moon. It's literally a full moon. So if you were wondering if it was a full moon, you're correct. It is. Yeah. And it was a full moon in Libra, which made Thursday a power day for Libra and a weekday for Aries. So I was not happy necessarily yesterday because I'm an Aries. So it was a weekday for me, and I'm just like, I don't know. Full moon energy like seems to hit me like a ton of bricks lately. It's weird. So Jamie says, I'll definitely let you know about the Citadel. Thank you. I appreciate it. Sophia says, Tuesday was funky for me, having some wacky interpersonal stuff, and was also very drained. All right, let's check out Tuesday. Tuesday, void moon. Started with a void moon at 9:50 a.m. Today is not good for new beginnings. Tackle projects that still need your attention, like wrap things up. Excellent for decluttering or cleaning the office. Once the moon was in Libra at 5:51 p.m., relationships take center stage. There's a good few days for strengthening partnerships, negotiating deals, rewarding VIPs. Power meetings, moon trines Pluto, 6:13 p.m. Power day for Virgo and a weekday for Pisces. So if you have a lot of Pisces in your chart, Sophia, that might be the reason why Tuesday was funky. It also could have been because the moon was in Libra, relationships were to the forefront, and also Tuesday started with the void moon. So if any of that makes sense, then that would be that. Oh, oh, good. Sophia says, womp, there it is. Okay. Recital is next week, and how to talk with a potential suitor, to put it politely. LOL. Interesting. Okay. All right. Jamie said, oh man, this whole week has been draining for this Leo. I'm just ready to hide and do nothing. Well, it seems like you're able to do that on Sunday, according to the astrology. After 3:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, energy is sluggish, best for napping or a glass of wine with a good book. So there you go. All right. So astrology done. And we are ready to unbox this baby. So let me know if you're ready to start the unboxing with a couple of hell yeses in the chat, or a couple of emojis even. Why not? I should go and get more water. It's really, really warm in here. It's very warm in here. I'm getting a Wahoo for Sunday. Cool. And I'm also getting hell yeses for the unboxing. So the embroidery scissors are out, folks. There we go. It's there. It's ready to go. Woo! And raise your hands in the air, or raise your embroidery scissors in the air like you just don't care, but be very careful so you don't stab yourself with them. We've got some emojis coming up in here. Yeah. Okay, cool. So what I was going to do before I dive into the deck is tell you a little bit about it, the specs, the summary, from the publisher, etc., etc., etc. So let me just grab that. Okay. So it's called Diablo the Sanctuary Tarot Deck and Guidebook. Sanctuary is basically the name of the world that was created. I won't go into more depth than that because I don't really want to spoil the game series if you're interested in video game storylines, but that might have to be the case though as I'm pulling cards, because if this is the deck of the month, then this is going to be card of the day pulls. So I will try and give as much explanation without spoiling it as possible when I'm working with this deck over the next month. Okay. So 6 by 1.5 by 9 inches, 96-page guidebook included, 78 oversized tarot cards, and officially licensed from Blizzard Entertainment, copyright year 2022. The author is Barbara Moore for the guidebook, and the artists are Konstantin Vavilov, Igor Sidorenko, John Mueller, Steven Subic, Connor Fawcett, Fernando Ferrero Pinella, or Pinilla. So it's an entire team of artists replicating the video game art into an aesthetic experience in the tarot deck. So about this deck, also from the publisher, weigh the past and seize your destiny wherever the darkened path may lead with the Sanctuary Tarot Deck and Guidebook inspired by the mythos of Blizzard Entertainment's Diablo and its magic-infused world of Sanctuary. Rekindle the traditions of those who threw bones, read tea leaves, and invoked the supernatural to light their path with this deluxe box set featuring 78 oversized cards and a 96-page guidebook. In collaboration with the Diablo game team and skilled horror artists, these all-new illustrations for the major and minor arcana channel the beauty and terror of Sanctuary, offering a visually stunning experience that holds the key to understanding and embracing your own inner demons. So, and you can purchase this deck on the Blizzard website. I believe they have a specific link for gear, like shirts, hats, but also tarot decks. I don't know if there's like an officially licensed World of Warcraft tarot deck. I'm not sure. But you can find it at gear.blizzard.com products, and then you can search for Diablo tarot deck. So it is called Diablo the Sanctuary Tarot Deck and Guidebook. I'm sure it has a SKU number on here. But they have all sorts of different apparel, accessories, collectibles as well. But there is a tarot deck. Who knew? I didn't know. I didn't know that there was a Diablo tarot deck until Jamie sent it to me. And I had mentioned that we had just started playing Diablo 3, which came out, I don't know how many years ago now. But when I was younger, I played Diablo 1 and 2. And my husband had never played Diablo before. He's like, literally, he's in the other room playing Diablo 3. Like, I am not even joking with you. And I actually asked him that before I jumped on the live stream. I'm just like, okay, so I'm going to be unboxing the tarot deck, the Diablo tarot deck, and you're going to be in the other room playing Diablo 3. Is that correct? Yes, that's correct. Like, I can check in with him right now and ask him which character he's playing with and what level they're at. In fact, I might do so right now. Let's see. Hey, Dave. Honey? I don't know if he hears me. Anyway, if anyone wants to know which character I play as Crusader. And I did hit level 70. We finished the game, and now we're into like Paragon mode, and like we're doing different bounties and rifts. So Crusader, Crusader, which is basically like the paladin class of character, that's my character that I've been playing. I also started a barbarian. That's the lowest level person I have. And I think I tried out a wizard. But like I'm very, very used to playing Crusader class right now. Um, so Jamie plays Witch Doctor class in Diablo 3. It was too fun. Do I have the Witch Doctor? I might have to look into that one. I believe a lot of people that have played this, at least on our game files, really like the Demon Hunter class. That was pretty cool too. Yeah, Jamie's saying, Rifts and Bounties. I haven't played D3 in a long time. Do you remember what year it came out, Jamie? Because I don't know. It's new to me. It's new to me. I know it's been a while because I know that Diablo 4 comes out, I think in June it comes out, but it was available for pre-order and beta as recently as like the end of March, I think. But yeah, if you're familiar with Diablo, let me know in the chat, and let me know which class you play, or if you've played any of the Diablo games. Yeah, I thought so. Not offhand. It's been a very long while. But it's a really cool game. I really like it a lot. And what's funny is I was playing it and I was trying to get Mr. Tarot by Hilary to play it because I thought he would really like it. He had like no familiarity with the game series at all. And like this game series, it's like part of me, like I grew up on it. I grew up on Diablo 1 and 2. I grew up on Mario. I grew up on Nintendo. I had a PlayStation 1 modded. I had a PlayStation 2, and then he started me in with the Xbox. So, So we both were gamers or are gamers, but like sometimes our game history has not been identical. It's been maybe parallel sometimes, and there are games that I have played that he has not, and there are games that he's played that I have not. So, but I really did think this was going to be like one of his kind of games, and then it was just taking him a while to start. But once he started, like, yeah, he's like a little bit obsessed now. So Jamie says ColecoVision was my first system. Cough. Well, Atari was mine, so you're not that old, Jamie. Anyway, so let's open this. And let's make sure that we are being respectful to the packaging, which is very nice. I always like to cut away and then use my fingies. Well, that's true, Jamie. You're older than me, but then again, will always be older than me. Same thing with my husband. He'll always be older than me. Okay, it's coming out nicely. Now, as usual with an unboxing, I am going to evaluate it in all the different areas. I'm going to evaluate the packaging. I'm going to evaluate the card stock. I'm going to evaluate what characters are in which thing, etc. Whether or not I agree or disagree, but like the box is real nice. And I believe this is one of the over kind of boxes with a magnetic closure. So let's test that theory. Oh yeah, magnetic closure. See, flappy. And hold on, let's do some ASMR here. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, very nice. Very nice. There you go. Diablo, the Sanctuary guidebook on top there. Nice little ribbon. so that we can pull out. Fortunately, the ribbon is underneath everything though. So usually when I put things back into the box, I will adjust the ribbon accordingly. Oh, wow. These are big cards, folks. Like when they said they were oversized cards, they are not kidding. So this is the guidebook. The guidebook is lengthwise. There you go. And when they said the cards are oversized, these are oversized cards. That's oversized. Like this is my head. These are the size of my head. Okay. So let's pull this out. Now, as usual with the unboxings that are really fresh, new perspective, have not opened before, I will not be able to get through every single card of the 78 cards. So I will try and get through the major arcana, and then really quickly flip through the minor arcana. So we'll get through the major arcana like pretty quickly. Then we'll break for the mid-episode reading, and then we will continue with the rest of the minor arcana. Okay, so these cards are also sealed in the box too, so can't put away my scissors quite yet. I also want to be really careful because I don't want to scuff up the edges. So what I like to do for this is I try and smush the cards down as much as possible so I can get a nice clear edge on the plastic so that I can cut up and away and not even touch the cards at all with these scissors. So and sometimes I will just take the scissors and run it along that seal without, again, touching the cards. Card backs are cool. All right. Okay. But these are oversized. So I'm probably going to say it right now. I am probably not going to use this deck with clients. Unless, of course, the client is like a real big, like Diablo diehard fan, then maybe. But like even so, these are large. So even handling of these cards are going to be difficult for me to shuffle. It's probably going to be messy pile all the way, but they're gorgeous. They're really, really beautiful. So here's the backs. And I believe the back of the card has like the typical iconography of the Diablo franchise. And that's like kind of an embossed back there. Very nice. Very, very nice. Oversized decks are good for altar cards. I will keep that in mind. And here, so let me suss this out and pull out the majors first. This is in order. Very cool. Wow. You know, I'm having visions of Mr. Tarot by Hilary absconding with this deck. Yeah, really pretty back. I agree. All right. Oh, with the sparkly, you have no idea because I'm going to turn these forward. Look at that. So there is the Fool. So all of these cards, or at least the major arcana, actually, let me double check. No, it looks like every single card has this metallic red border. Pretty cool. And the general colors of this deck are white, gray, black, and red, which makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. So let's go to the guidebook so that I can go through this major arcana and so that you can understand who these different characters are. Again, I don't want to go into a huge amount of depth here because I don't know who is and is not familiar with the Diablo franchise. So, yeah. Yeah, sparkly, sparkly, and Jenny is also saying, "Wow, yeah, they're oversized and they're pretty gorgeous, actually." Using spreads, so there's a couple of spreads in here. Scrying the future spread, which would be a simple past, present, future spread. Advice spread is another 3-card spread. Do this, do not do this, and potential outcome. There's a 5-card overview spread, which is probably a kind of a simplified Celtic cross without the crossing card, at least it looks like. There's another one called From the High Heavens to the Burning Hell spread, which is a 9-card spread. And those different representations or positional meanings are referencing some of the places in the video game, such as the highest heavens, the crystal arch, the burning hells, hellforge, sanctuary, and pandemonium. So the major arcana cards represent the powerful energies that shape the world. Sometimes that energy is available to you, while other times the cards represent forces that are beyond your control. Approach them with the awe and respect befitting their elevated station in tarot, and they just might reveal their secrets. Okay. And so each of these different cards have a full page. That might not be true for the minor arcana. Actually, it is true for the minor arcana. Good to know. So, and they do also have upright and reversed meanings. So let's go through the major arcana, shall we? So here is the Fool. This is, oh, damn it. So here's a failing, I think, of this booklet. I wish they had a place where they referenced who the character is, because I know who the character is, but you may not know who the character is. And unfortunately, it doesn't have it referenced in the guidebook. So actually, I think on the Diablo like Wikipedia page, or the wiki page for Diablo, they have all of the characters. So let me pull that up so that I have that for reference. Diablo. Yeah, the Diablo wiki has this information. And I'm going to go ahead and drop that link into the chat just in case you want to follow along with me. So I'll display it on screen. Like, for example, I know that the Fool card is King Leoric, but people may not know that on site. So, and I know that Deckard Cain is the magician. So, but most people might not know that unless, of course, you are very familiar with the franchise of games. So, and please feel free to ask any questions you might have. All right. So running through this very quickly. Let's see. The major arcana. The Fool is Leoric. Hold on. I want to make sure I'm holding this up properly. I'm going to have to take down the overlay just so I make sure that I can hold this up. So the Fool is Leoric, which is like the fallen king who goes mad from the spirits. It's a really quick explanation. The Magician is Deckard Cain. Deckard Cain has been a character in the Diablo franchise since I think Diablo 1, and he's like the old wise man that basically knows like the end of the world is coming, and is like very in tune to the forces of evil that are rising in this world, or basically is trying to stop that from happening. And by the way, Jamie, if you're still here and if you want to add in anything, like please feel free to. The High Priestess is a character named Prava. I can't remember that one off the top of my head, so I'm just going to look that up a little bit from the link. Prava is the High Priestess. So the High Priestess, Prava is, Reverend Mother Prava is the High Priestess of the Cathedral of Light. So trying to save humanity, basically. Let's see. The Empress is Lilith, which is basically the daughter of Mephisto, Lord of Hatred, and the sister of Lucian, known to all of Sanctuary as the Queen of the Succubi. So basically, she's a demon. And I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, I think that Lilith is on the cover of the upcoming Diablo 4. The Emperor. Okay, I think I know who this is. The Emperor is Anarius. Who is a rogue angel, was formerly an archangel, and his actions lead to the creation of Sanctuary, and basically kind of the human race in the world of Sanctuary. It's like a thing where it's just like we're both demon and angel born. So I think like he joins with Lilith and creates a race of people called the Nephilim. So let's see. The Hierophant is Elias. The lovers are Lilith and Inarius. So basically, the Empress and the Emperor characters combined together are the lovers. The Chariot is Mephisto. Strength is the Barbarian class. So one of the playable characters is the Barbarian. Mm-hmm. So Jamie's confirming that for me. Yes, she is in Diablo 4. Mm-hmm. The Hermit card. Let me see. The Hermit is Loreth Neher. I might be mispronouncing some of these. A member of the newly formed Horadrim. So again, I don't have time to go into every single character's backstory on this. And I can't remember who had asked about this. I think it was regarding the Tarot del Toro. Like, if you don't have familiarity with that particular game or with that particular movie or with that particular creator's body of work. Like, will the tarot deck still work? And I say yes, but you probably won't understand some of the references. So maybe it won't work as well because you don't understand some of the references and you have to do some research for some of the references. I would say the same thing here. If you're not familiar with the Diablo series of video games from Blizzard, the deck may not make as much sense to you as something else that you may be more familiar with. So I think Jamie's the only other person in here that played Diablo or knows about Diablo. So, like, Jamie, if you want to confirm or deny what I just said. Ooh, that's pretty. The Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is kind of like, hold on, let me see where it is. Wheel of Fortune is the eternal conflict. So basically the eternal conflict is the reference to, I believe, the angels and the devils. So angels and demons. The eternal conflict, or the great conflict, is the name for the war between the forces of the high heavens and the burning hells. And it has since spilled over into the mortal realm, which is the world basically of Sanctuary. So that's like kind of the premise for the Diablo series, is like you're basically fighting the forces of heaven and hell, mostly the forces of hell, and trying to drive them back. So the eternal conflict is the Wheel of Fortune. Pretty cool. So Jamie says, yes, I've played both D2 and D3, but I'm not really good with the lore of the world yet. I knew more about World of Warcraft because I got addicted to that way more than Diablo back in the early aughts. Okay, cool. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Justice. I'm pretty sure this is the Angel of Justice that is depicted here, but let me go ahead and look. Yes, the Angel of Justice. I believe it's the Angel of Justice is Tyrael. So that's who's depicted here. The Hanged Man is Aiden. I don't know who Aiden is, so let me take a look. Prince Aiden of the Candoras, later known as the Dark Wanderer, was the eldest son of King Lorik. Okay, so King Lorik, by the way, is the Fool card. Once a warrior, he later became a vessel for the prime evil Diablo. So that's another thing. Some of these unfortunate characters become possessed. The Death card. Okay, I know who this is. I know who this is because I had to fight him. So the Death card is Malthael. And I believe that's another, I think, fallen angel who becomes, a devil. But Lord Death was a former member and leader of the Anguirus Council. Once the Archangel of Wisdom, he became the Angel of Death. So, and by the way, if you are familiar with Diablo 3, this is the one that's on the cover of Diablo 3. Had to find that out the hard way by fighting him. Temperance looks like one of the other archangels. So let me take a look. Yes, Temperance is ethereal. My computer is just a sea of tabs now. Ethereal is the archangel of fate, the angel of the high heavens, the lord keeper of the council, wielding the scroll of fate. Okay. And of course, we're up to number 15, and it is the Diablo deck. So we have Diablo. Also known as the prime evil, though a lot of the different demons fought to be the prime evil or the leader of the prime evils. Perhaps the worst of the three, he who is the essence of terror, the Lord Diablo. The Lord of Terror, more commonly known as Diablo, is the youngest of the three prime evils and the titular main antagonist of the Diablo game series. So there you go. The tower, I'm not sure what is being depicted in the tower, but I'll take a look. The tower is Baal, which I believe is one of the other prime evils, if I'm remembering correctly. The Lord of Destruction. So Baal is the Lord of Destruction. So Diablo is the Lord of Terror, Baal is the Lord of Destruction, and is also the depiction of the Tower card. Also one of the three prime evils. And let's see. I'm going to close up some of these tabbies because I think my computer is running slow because of all these tabbies that I have open. Okay. The star card. The star is Ariel, which looks to be one of the archangels. Or Archangel of Hope and a member of basically the angel council. The most beloved of all angels, it is she who leads the sweet chorus of the high heavens. The moon. The moon is the high council of Zakarum. And I'm sure there's a story. That goes along with that. Can everyone see? I'm trying to hold this up while also navigating. Who looks evil? The star looks evil? Or the moon? The person in the moon? Not entirely the most fluffy of decks, folks. If you're trying to like offer hope to someone, offer a reading of hope to someone, maybe don't use the Diablo deck. Yes, the first primary evil. Yes, the first prime evil is Diablo. Diablo is the Lord of Terror, and is the namesake of the game's franchise. So, and I can tell you for a fact, when I first started playing Diablo 1, was terrifying. Was in fact terrifying. So, let me see what this is. The High Council of Zakarum, ruling council of the Zakarum priesthood. The High Council is led by Kay Hagen, a pope-like figure. Though they were once noble, faithful servants of the light, the High Council fell under Mephisto's sway. I'm sure that's Mephisto there. After he was imprisoned within the Temple of Light. Now they're devoted servants of the Lord of Hatred. Mephisto's the Lord of Hatred. Supplying him with information and carrying out his orders by turning their misguided followers into hate-driven fanatics. So definitely a moon card that has a not so nice aspect to it, I guess. All right. The sun. So people could not identify who is depicted in the sun card. It's not listed on the wiki. It looks, I don't know, it looks so close to like Deckard Cain almost, but maybe it's the monk figure that is playable. Let me see if they say anything about it in the guidebook. I can't tell, and they don't say. Maybe I can look it up really quickly. I don't know. So there was speculation on Reddit. But I can't tell who it is. So feel free to weigh in if you know, but I don't know. That's a sun card. Judgment looks like the archangel of judgment. Um, yeah, which is imperious, and the world is the world stone. But it seems like all of the different forces trying to grab it. The power of creation and the birth of the eternal conflict. It's also called the Eye of Anu, the heart of creation, and the heart of the world. It's a mountain sized object of immense power, sought by both angels and demons. And it was used to create sanctuary before being destroyed as a result of the great conflict. So that is the major arcana of the Diablo tarot deck. So, any questions? I'm going to close up all these tabbies. Cool. All right. So now is the time for the mid-episode reading. So I'm gonna ask people to get your comments out of the way regarding the deck, because when you comment, once I put up the lottery jar, that comment will automatically enter you into the raffle, basically, to win the mid-episode reading. So, and I am going to put back up the unboxing. So Katie says the shiny surface lifts the quite dark depictions in the cards. It's a good choice. Otherwise, it could have been quite dull. Yeah, I mean, I do like the borders. The borders are quite beautiful and has those little pops of color. But again, if you're looking for more multicolored, bright variety, like maybe this is not the deck for you. But it's not like it's a very happy-go-lucky kind of deck. Especially like with the packaging. You look at the packaging, you kind of know what you're getting into with the packaging. So even though it said you can't judge a book by its cover, you really shouldn't judge a tarot deck by its cover, but sometimes you can. But these are absolutely gorgeous. I'm just really surprised at the size of these cards. So yeah. By the way, the mid-episode reading is not going to be from the Diablo Tarot. So just saying. The mid-episode reading is going to be from the Reflective Tarot. So we still got some shine, but it's just easier for me to work with the Reflective Tarot because they're smaller cards, easier to manage. All right. Does anyone have any further comments or questions about the major arcana before we move into the mid-episode reading? Jenny's like, good. I was going to ask about that. Yeah. No worries. No worries. We are going to use the Reflective Tarot for the mid-episode reading. All right. I'm gonna start it. Okay. So the mid-episode reading, the rules of the mid-episode reading is you're gonna comment. You're gonna comment as soon as I put the lottery jar up. You're gonna see it posted. Oh, I haven't been doing the comment snake. So let me go ahead and pull up the comment snake right now. To show everybody that's been commenting with your little pictures and everything. Very nice. So what you're going to do is all you're going to do is comment. And your comment is going to then pull your picture and drop you into the lottery jar. And then once we have a good amount of people that are in the jar or enough time has passed, then we're going to go ahead and select a winner from the jar, and that person is going to go ahead and ask their question in the chat, and I'm going to pull 3 cards, do a 3-card reading for that question. Now, we've been off for a couple of weeks, so it's fair game. If you've gotten your question answered and been a participant of the mid-episode reading, you can feel free to enter yourself again. There's no restrictions. Okay. So I will put the rules up here because it's time. So right here, right in the ticker, to be considered for live reading, comment in the chat, whatever the heck you want to comment. Wait, let me put up the lottery jar. Okay. So the lottery jar is up there. So when you comment, you will automatically, your face will automatically go into the jar, just like Fran just did. I was calling for you before.
Oh,
who are you playing and what is your level?
Well, right now, I'm playing as the Crusader.
He's playing as the Crusader.
I'm at level 70 with Paragon level 91.
What?
My Paragon level is 91 because it's stacked from all of my characters. So all of my level 70s, anytime I play, I'm stacking the Paragon level. So I am now Paragon level 91, and I beat Torment 2 Nephilim Rift with the Crusader in 10 minutes.
I don't know if any of you heard that, but that's ridiculous.
So I
was wondering how the Paragon level works. Do you get to spec it out however you want to for each of your different characters, right?
Right, but each character I use, I build on the level.
Mm-hmm.
So I was at 87. I played with my monk, got it up to 89. Now I'm playing with the Crusader, got it up to 91.
You can hear how obsessed he is, right? Here, do you wanna look at the major arcana while I'm doing the mid-episode reading?
I was actually gonna run over to Prime and say hi.
Oh.
It's getting a little antsy. So I'm gonna walk over and see what's up. Well, I just took that weapon and got a nice move off of that one, actually.
He's looking at the major arcana now as we are going through getting enough people into the lottery jar. Hold on a second.
I just think it's whooped his ass.
Uh-huh.
Is that the Angel of Death?
He was the angel of wisdom, and then he
Yes.
becomes the angel of death. Yes. I told you. I whooped. Are you hearing this? I whooped his ass. I whooped his ass. I whooped his. Good. Veronica's joining. Jamie's saying I grokked what he said. Okay.
That's kind of material, right?
Yes, that's Tyrael. What do you think about the size of the cards and the images on the cards and how they're made?
I like them.
How about the backs?
Nice.
He approves. Are you going to steal that deck from me?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Thought it would be up your alley. All right, I'm going to put the widget up for another 2 minutes, and then we'll close off the.
This asshole.
Hold on. Hold that for a second. All right. That's 2 minutes on the clock. So if you haven't commented yet, you have less than 2 minutes to do so, and then we're going to go ahead and pick a winner.
So I'm going to go walk over to Prime, see if anyone's still over there, and then I'll be right back.
Why don't you text first?
Oh, that would make sense.
Text first and see who's there and how much longer they're going to be there. It's exhausting being the voice of reason. Also, what are we going to do for dinner? All right, I'm starting to shuffle these cards. You have less than a minute. If you've been on the fence on whether or not you want to participate in the mid-episode reading, if you're thinking, oh, I'm not going to get picked, oh, my question's not important, oh, I wouldn't even know what to ask, get that out of your mind. Go ahead and comment. I can walk you through it. It's really not that hard. I don't fight hard. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Contest is over. And we are going to pick a winner right now. So, okay, can you leave the door open, please? Thank you. Make sure you lock the door behind you. Say hi to everyone for me, please. If you want to bring home food, that would be awesome. Or not. Okay. So, drum roll. The winner is Jamie. Jamie, congratulations. You are the winner of the mid-episode reading. So what you want to do is put your question into the chat, and I will pull 3 cards for you. And then once your question is in there, I'm going to go ahead and display your question on screen. as I pull the 3 cards, and I will hold up each of the 3 cards as I'm talking about them, and then give you a summary of what the reading means all together. Okay. So Jamie says, oh boy, yay me. Question. Have a lot going on the rest of this month. So what is the best way to navigate my energy so it's not depleted? Great question. And also, one thing, if you had a similar question in the back of your mind, you may want to pay attention to the reading too, because just because it's Jamie's reading doesn't mean that you can't get something out of this reading or apply something to this reading to yourself and your own situation too. That's not necessarily the case for every reading that I give, but I just feel called to say that very specifically. So maybe this reading is for not just Jamie, it also might be for you too. So pay attention. What is the best way to navigate your energy so that is not depleted? Ooh, I just got a flower card there. So I will put that one off to the side and pull 2 more. Best way to navigate energy so it is not depleted. All right, 2 more. And I will also pull a affirmation card for you if I know where the heck my affirmation cards went. They're in here somewhere, I promise. I feel like you need an affirmation card too. I will pull the affirmation card though after I read the tarot cards. So the very first card, well, okay. All right. The cards definitely have something to say to you. So first of all, we've got all 3 cards are reversed. So number 1, just from the majority of reversed cards, like all 3 cards are reversed, that says to me, it's just like, you're full up right now. Like you said, you have a lot going on for the rest of this month. You do, and you cannot accept any more. Okay? Like what you have right now that you have scheduled, no matter how fun it may seem to be, if you get something tomorrow or the next day, you may have to say no to it. And it's going to really suck in that moment, but you're also going to be like super, super grateful that you said no, because in hindsight, you're going to turn back around and be like, oh my God, I can't even imagine if I had accepted that too, on top of everything else. Like, trust me, I have this feeling that at the end of the month, you're going to be like, oh my God, Hilary was right. Hilary was right. I could not have accepted any more. And you do have that sense of like hemming and hawing, where it's just like, oh, well, maybe I can squeeze it in. Oh, maybe I can do this. Like it does feel a lot like a sense of like people pleasing that's going on, but it's just like, but ultimately you're going to be the one that's miserable if you take on one more thing. Like, and I do mean even one more thing. It may seem small, but it's just like, it's just that straw that broke the camel's back. It's just like, it's just too much. Even one little thing is going to be too much. Like you are at capacity right now. Okay. Reason why I say that, not just for all 3 reversals, but the very first card that came out flying is the 10 of Wands reversed. So that is a signal to me. It's just like you are at capacity, if not over capacity right now. So the best way to navigate your energy so that it's not depleted is just like, you're full up. You're full up. You're full up right now. No more. No more. You can't accept any more. No is your magic word from now till the end of the month. Then things should clear up a little bit more, but it's just like, you're full. You're full. You're full. Full. Sorry if I keep repeating myself, but it's just like full, 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 full. No more. No more. Then the next card is the Knight of Wands, also reversed. You're like, the reason why you're asking this question though is so great, because it's just like you have this awareness, like you are starting to really learn your limitations and like not feel as bad about advocating for yourself and advocating so that, you know, it's like, it's not a limitation necessarily. It's just simply me. Like, this is simply me. This is how I work. This is what I need. This is what I don't need. And with the Knight of Wands coming up reversed, it's just like, it's way more of like, you don't have to be brazen about it. You don't have to go in guns blazing. It is a simple, quiet boundary borderline where it's just like, I don't feel the need to raise my voice. I don't feel the need to whine. I don't feel the need to complain. I don't feel the need to over explain. It simply is. Like, I feel like that baton, that wand, that fire is shooting right back at you and into your heart to refuel you, where it's just like, I feel centered and I feel good in this energy, and I don't need to be braggadocious or a lot of bravado to be heard. You know, it's just like, and even if you're not heard, it's just like, I'm done. I can't accept any more projects. It's simply not possible anymore. Like, I keep on hearing full, at capacity, full. And it just simply is. It's neither bad, it's neither good. It just simply is. Okay. And then finally, you do have the Three of Cups also coming up reversed. And to me, it's just like, it may not be entirely fun because you may have to turn down like social engagements too, or gatherings with friends that may feel like they will recharge you, because I feel like that is a sense of like ascertaining what fuels you versus what drains you. And normally the things like, this is the reason why, this is my interpretation of the Three of Cups reversed for this particular question. It's just like, the things that would normally fill you up are draining you this month, and the things that would normally drain you are filling you up this month. Does that make sense? Just let me know if that makes sense. So all together with these three cards, 10 of Wands reversed, Knight of Wands reversed, Three of Cups reversed, it's just like, no is your magic word. You are at capacity right now. And you may have to turn down the things that normally would bring you fun or bring you joy or bring you energy, because right now it's like kind of like opposite day in the month. The things that normally would fuel you, drain you. The things that normally fill you would drain you. And I'm going to pull an affirmation card, and then I'm going to look in the chat, because I know you said something in the chat, but I'm not looking until I'm done with the reading. Actually, you might get 2 affirmation cards, because the deep card on the affirmation feels right to me. So this affirmation is coming from the Spirit Junkie affirmation deck. What do you most need to know? What do you most need to tell yourself? Okay. So the deep card was, I bring peace with me wherever I go. And the card that I shuffled and pulled is, I welcome healthy, loving relationships. Whew. Okay. So Jamie says, all of this makes sense. I have been saying no to a lot of extra things lately, or a lot of extra things in April. And you are right. I am at capacity. And both of those affirmations are great. Fantastic. So if you want, Jamie, I'm going to hold both of them up so that if you need to take a screenshot, you can take a screenshot. So also, you can go back into the replay and get this message whenever you need to. But I bring peace with me wherever I go, and I welcome healthy, loving relationships. And I do have a feeling, again, I have a feeling that it is not just Jamie that is having this particular issue right now. So if this message helped you, even though it's just like, oh, that's Jamie's reading, that can't possibly be for me, even though like everything that she's saying I need to hear right now, it's just like, then this reading is also for you. All right, cool. Well, thank you so much, Jamie, for the honor of reading for you. Thank you so much to everyone who participated, and we will do the mid-episode reading again next week, Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or whenever the middle of that episode is. Fran says, you can say that again. See, I knew somebody else needed to hear it. Jamie says, everyone needs to be reminded of capacity, and no, I think so. You're very, very welcome, Jamie. All right, let's continue by looking at the major arcana, the minor arcana. As you heard, Mr. Tarot by Hilary hightailed it out of here to go meet with some friends at a restaurant that is unfortunately closing for good, which is kind of sad. So we don't want to miss out on the closing, but at the same time, like, I do my live stream every Friday night. So like, it's a known issue. It's a known thing that's just like, I'm not available because I'm doing my show, and I never know how long these shows are going to go. So I see we're hitting about the 2-hour mark now. So I'm going to start to wrap things up by going really rapid fire through the minor arcana, showing you some of the cards. I'm not going to be able to show you all the cards. And then give a few final thoughts on the Diablo tarot deck with my initial unboxing of it. Now, again, we're going to see this deck a lot this month because I am going to do card pulls from this deck. So never fear, you will be seeing more of it over the next month. So you're not technically missing out. Katie says, affirmation cards, always helpful. Yeah, I believe so. And Fran, you're saying a sentence that my sister says to me all the time. No is a complete sentence. That's right. That is right. Okay. So I did have Mr. Tarot by Hilary take a look at the major arcana. I don't know how much you could hear of him, but he was like, yeah, beat that guy, screw that guy. He's like, is it this guy? And I'm just like, yeah, I think it's this guy. It's like, oh, I just beat him too. Okay. All right, let's separate this out. So the very first suit that's coming up here is the suit of swords, and it is starting with the aces. So different tarot decks are going to have different order that they start out with. That's just at the discretion of like how they package it or whatever. So some decks will start out with the court cards and then move ace through 10. And some decks will start with the aces and move ace through 10 and then into the court cards. And sometimes they'll start with a certain suit. So this particular deck has been packaged with the suit of swords first, then the suit of wands, then the suit of cups, and then ending with the suit of pentacles. So ace of swords, 2 of swords, 3 of swords, and some of these are quite literal looking, like that is an anatomical heart pierced by 3 swords. 4 of swords, 'I can't tell if this is a demon hunter character or not. This is the 5 of swords. So some of this may be playable classes in here. Here's the 6 of Swords. Definitely got a creepiness to it, I must admit. Here's the 7 of Swords. Eight of Swords. Nine of Swords. Well, definitely pierced in the 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords. Blech. Jamie says, I agree that it's hard to tell what's going on in the minors. Yeah, it feels a little bit muddier. Can't quite know what scene is going on there. That's gross. Page of Swords. Hopefully this isn't nightmare fuel for some of you. It may be. Sometimes I can't play this game too late. Otherwise I have nightmares. Queen of Swords. And King of Swords. So that's the sword suit. All right, let's go for the wands. I am going to do it a little bit more rapid fire. Ace of Wands. 2 of Wands. That's actually kind of nice. I like the 2 of Wands there. 3 of Wands. 4 of Wands. 5 of Wands. 6 of Wands. Blech. 7 of Wands. 8 of Wands. Some of that traditional imagery going on there with the 8 of Wands. 9 of Wands. 10 of Wands. Blech. Page of Wands. Can't tell who that is. That looks like maybe one of the enchantresses or the wizards. Knight of Wands. I think that might be Zoltan Kuhl. It's one of the non-playable characters. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands, that looks like Leah. And King of Wands. Yeah, Katie says 5 of Wands has the mateship connection in that image. And Jenny says, really not digging this deck. I can understand that. I can definitely understand that. Not every deck is going to appeal to every single person. I totally understand that. Yes, exactly. Katie says, think you need to be a Diablo fan, Jenny. Yeah, that's just real, I mean, I was just talking about this very thing about the Deviant Moon Tarot by Patrick Valenza. And while I have tremendous respect for Patrick Valenza, the Deviant Moon Tarot really freaks me out and I can't use it. And that may be the case for the Diablo Tarot. But I'm going to try it out first before I see whether or not it's for me. So exactly. So I'm gonna wait for this comment to pop up. Jamie says, I love the Deviant Moon. See? And I mean, there are some people like Deviant Moon has such a very extreme reaction. People either love it or they hate it. And I'm on the hate camp. But I also don't deny that Patrick isn't talented. I think he's very talented. And actually that's why I included his 2 articles on how to spot counterfeit decks, because they were very good examples of like And unfortunately, his deck does get counterfeited quite a bit because it's very popular. So he did like images side by side of like, here's a real deviant moon, here's a counterfeit. Like, can you spot the difference? I hope so, because they look completely different, and the counterfeit looks shit. Anyway, but you know, just like the deviant moon tarot, it's like it may not be for everybody. So this month may not be fun for you, Jenny. And you know, I totally understand if you don't want to follow along with card of the day posts for this month. I get it. Totally get it. All right. All right, we're on to the cups now. Ace of Cups. Two of Cups. Three of Cups. Four of Cups. Five of Cups. Six of Cups. Seven of Cups. Eight of Cups. Nine of Cups. 10 of Cups. Page of Cups. Knight of Cups. Ugh, that one's creepy. Queen of Cups. Oh. King of Cups. And finally, the Pentacles. Ace of Cups. Two of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. Ugh. Page of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Well, I think that's the Butcher. Queen of Pentacles. And King of Pentacles. So yeah, again, not the most fluffy and bright of tarot decks. And you know, if you want to work with this deck, I would say, yeah, maybe you do have to be a fan of the video game franchise in order to understand it, enjoy it. But yeah, the imagery can be a little bit dark. It can be, for definite. Veronica asks, does the vibe of the deck match the vibe of the game? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It's quite bloody, quite creepy. So they've got that aesthetic down. Yes. And Katie asks, I wonder if different artists did the different minor suits, because it seemed like some use the RWS imagery within it, but others don't. Yeah, I really don't know. All I know is a lot of the artists that that I guess were assigned to do the art for the tarot deck are known horror artists, or at least that's how they marketed the deck. So. Jenny says, I'll be interested to see how you read them throughout the month. Yeah, I'm interested in that too. So what I am going to do, as usual, if it has a guidebook, I'm going to give the the companion book interpretation, and then I'm also going to give my own interpretation. So I'm going to start that maybe not tomorrow morning because I do have to work tomorrow morning, but possibly tomorrow afternoon. But now that the deck is unboxed, I will start using it for the month of April. So yeah, that's it. Diablo the Sanctuary tarot deck. So final thoughts. I'm really surprised at the size of the deck. It did say oversized tarot cards, and I took it to mean tarot card size tarot cards, but I was wrong. These are oversized. They are the size of my head. And my head is not that small, I didn't think. So they are head sized. The I do like the backs. The backs are really cool there and has that shine and that embossing, which is very cool. I do like the red metallic borders. I do like that all of them have the Diablo font, noting exactly which card is which. Yes. Jamie says they're huge. They're huge. Yes, they are. One drawback, I did notice that there is no indication in the major arcanas of who these characters are. So, like, I had to go to the wiki, the Diablo wiki, to ascertain who was what if it wasn't immediately apparent. So, like, that's a down vote for that, because I would have liked to know that this is King Leoric. I would have liked to know that the magician is Deckard Cain. I would have liked to know that the high priestess is Plava or whatever her name is. I don't know about that. I would like to have known that the empress is Lilith. And even though some of them are instantly recognizable because they're really big characters in the game, maybe not if someone is new to playing the game. So it would be nice for the guidebook to say exactly which characters appear on the major arcana at the very least. I can understand if you weren't not going to do that for every single card of the 78 cards, but for at least for the major arcana card, I would have appreciated them doing that. And the coloring is the standard coloring for Diablo. It's red, it's grays, it's whites, it's blacks. So that's cool. But at the same time, it's just like, if you want a happy-go-lucky tarot deck, probably not the right deck for you. If you're not a fan of the games, probably not the right deck for you. If you're not a horror person, or if some of this imagery makes you feel a little bit squiggy or revolted, probably not the deck for you. I was just saying before, I can't play Diablo close to my bedtime because I will have nightmares. That's just facts. I'm not really a horror person in general, but like Diablo is like, I don't know, the one exception to my rule. But even still, I can't play it close to bedtime. Otherwise, I will have screaming nightmares. And Mr. Tarot by Hilary probably doesn't need to deal with that. So, especially not tonight, because I think I have an opening shift tomorrow. So, so that's the Diablo tarot deck, Diablo the Sanctuary. Love the packaging. The packaging is great. Love that magnetic closure. Again, like I'm a huge fan of that. We've come a long way with packaging where we don't have to move a deck into like a separate silk wrap or bag. We can keep it in its original packaging and have it be safe and secure and protected. So big fan of that. All right, now that these are unwrapped, I'm going to put them back in the box with the ribbon underneath so that they're able to get pulled out very easily. Though I would recommend, when you're using an oversized deck like this, to do it in 2 shifts. Don't take the entire deck and try and cram it in there. Take half, put it in the box, take the other half, then complete it. Book goes in afterwards. So I'm going to put the ribbon in between the book and the cards and close it on up. Ta-da! Okay. So thank you all for joining me for the unboxing. Thank you all for joining me for the mid-episode reading and the astro-weather. So as you can read the agenda on the side here, we are at the weekend forecast. So I will ask, do you want affirmation cards or do you want an oracle deck? And if you want an oracle deck, would you like the Work Your Light oracle or would you like the Visionary oracle? Because those are the 2 oracle decks that I have close to hand. Oh, we also have Moonology as well. So yes, you're welcome. So one final question for everybody. What oracle deck or affirmation deck do you want? First question, oracle or affirmation? Second question, which one? Jenny's saying affirmations. I need more water. And I feel like my phone is blowing up. So let me quickly check that. All right, we'll have to respond to this in a second. Affirmations. Moonology. Kick my tail last for a full moon reading. Let's go with something else. Fran, that makes me laugh. Moonology kicked my tail last night for a full moon reading. So let's go with something else. So I think the general consensus is affirmations and affirmations. So yeah, I will avoid the Moonology, Fran. We'll go with affirmations. So I will go back to the Spirit Junkie and we will pull from the Spirit Junkie. I do love these affirmation decks. I also have the Super Attractor deck, but I don't know where the heck I put it. I just don't know. No idea where I put it. It's around here somewhere. So it's the problem with lots of tarot decks. All right. So what affirmation do we need to hear to take us into the weekend? What affirmation do we need to hear to take us into the weekend? One more time. What affirmation do we need to take us into and through the weekend? And please be kind because it's my birthday tomorrow. I don't know if I like this sentiment, but okay. So the affirmation card that we are getting is, I can forgive people quickly, release my resentment, and set myself free. I'll say it again. I can forgive people quickly, release my resentment, and set myself free. That almost has like a sheen on it too. One more time. I can forgive people quickly, release my resentment, and set myself free. I might have to tap on that. I might have to tap on that. And I think it's kind of ridiculous because I was literally just checking my text messages and immediately I felt my anger rise. So pulling this card, I don't know. Is it for you? Yes. Is it for me? Also, yes. Like right now in this moment. So that is our affirmation and I guess oracle card for this weekend from the Spirit Junkie deck by Gabby Bernstein with artwork by Michaela Ezra. So I know everybody loves a good tarot or oracle card coming for me moment, and tonight is no exception to that rule. So so Jamie says, happy early birthday, Hilary. Thank you. Thank you very much. Jamie also says, oh yeah, this Leo has a hard time of letting go. This Aries, same. And Veronica says, that card is a liar. Well, I guess it's trying to make us not be liars. I guess that's the whole thing. So Katie's saying, thank you for tonight, Hilary. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. And I would recommend tapping on that. Like really quickly, I can give you a little script. Like, I can forgive people quickly. I can release my resentment and set myself free. Because forgiveness is not about the other person. Forgiveness is for me. And just because I forgive does not mean that I have to forget. It does not mean that I am a doormat. It simply means I am setting myself free. Take a deep breath in. Hold it at the top and let it go. Wow, that was like an instant reset. Woo, okay. And I need like a gallon of water right now too. So I love tapping. I love that it can be that quick and that powerful and that instantaneous. See, Katie's saying, I'm not even tapping, but just listening to you say it and I'm yawning. Well, you may want to tap on it later. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, we do this every Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you would like to book a reading with me, you can do so at tarotbyhilary.com. Different price points, different options are available, and you can work with me through tarot, and you can also work with me through tapping. If you're wondering, tapping, what's that? It's just what you saw me do, but more, but better. So, and if you would like to, tip me for all of the stuff that I do, you can totally do that too. PayPal.me/tarot by Hilary NY. And I think there's options to do that on my website too, but it's just easier to give you the PayPal link. Okay. Let me hide that. Katie says, I will tap on it later. Good. I think that's a great idea. All right. Let me take away the overlay and take down the widgets and make this all bright and shiny and clear for the outro. And thank you again, all of you, for the happy birthday greetings, the happy birthday wishes. I really, really appreciate it. And I hope you go and you check out the Card a Day Challenge playlist that is free on the Tube of You. 5 days of tarot instruction on companion books, reversals, major and minor arcana, structure, archetypes, storytelling, and framing questions. Plenty of information there, and also encourages you to really start and keep a consistent card of the day practice, which I think is one of the quickest ways to tarot mastery that you can get, and also forging that personal connection with your cards. So don't forget about that. That is a birthday gift from me to you. That is evergreen all the time. Doesn't have to be just in April for you to do it. You can visit that information whenever you have need of it. So once again, I am Hilary, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, demystifying the mystical and putting you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. Have a fabulous weekend, a great night, and I will see you next time, Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye.